Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and it's time to talk about Get Started. This is our class that we do every 2 weeks for new clients. And also, I think it's a refresher. It's a good refresher for everybody who's been with us for a while and just needs decided to see what's new. And so, if you wouldn't mind letting me know if you are new to us, let me know in the chat panel, like how long you've been with us and what brought you here. Now, I'm going to get into the class but feel free if you have questions or you want to put that answer in the chat panel, just go ahead and do that. So before we dive in, Listings to Leads is an advertising platform for realtors. It is designed to help realtors capture contact information, right? Capture leads, either buyer leads or seller leads. It's your choice. You decide what tools you want to use and you can get more buyers or sellers. It's your choice. If you have listings, we got a lot of automated tools to help you there. If you don't have listings, we still have a lot of automated tools. And so either way, I think we look at it as there's always a cycle for a realtor's business. There are times that you have listings, there are times that you don't. And I know that a lot of realtors feel like if they don't have listings, they have nothing to do and they just sit there and wait for something to fall out of the sky. That's really not what our clients are about. They use the tools to help them get more listings while they have listings and when they don't have listings. So all kinds of ways to do this. Let's see. I did ask a question of how long have everybody's been here. Kimberly is new with CB. Welcome. Christopher is new. Welcome. So before we dive in, I want to point out a couple of resources. One is our mastermind group, and the mastermind group is in Facebook. You can use the support page on your account to get in there. It's private. It's in Facebook. You won't be able to find it if you're not in it. And this is where Scott and I talk about new things that we're developing and what we're launching. It's also where our clients talk about what they're doing, what kinds of questions that they have. And then if we got new things coming out like here, we've got what's this? Print flyers to use for open houses or other events. Oh, in fact, yeah. New stuff is just announced here. So it's always good to get in the mastermind group and kind of scan this once a week just to see what's happening. And then the other resource, which I think is really huge, is this channel. It is our YouTube channel for with our platform. And Scott and I do calls every week and we record all of them, right? And they all go here. And there's three that I always recommend. And actually they're at the top of this list. Top ways to get listings is right here, the number 2 call that I did 4 days ago. Facebook and Google ads. And this one, which is the first one that I did last week, is actually really helpful. You definitely need to understand what is possible on Facebook and what is possible on Google, right? And how we can help you on both. And then Get Started, I did 12 days ago. That means it's almost 2 weeks. So it's time to reload. Janet, you've been with us for 2 years now, and Easy Agent, no longer that segue to, yeah. Is Easy Agent, is that when you came to us? Because there's another big old competitor that's collapsing, that's shutting down called Agent Marketing. I should know this. I've been talking about it for 2 weeks. Anyway, there's a lot of people coming up to us from there. They've been in the space for a long time, nearly 20 years. And I guess they've just had enough. So hold on to this YouTube channel. Did I send it to everybody? Yeah. Save that. Check it out. If you're new to us, I'll tell you this. The way that we all are, not just realtors, but that we all are when it comes to software or a complicated program, is nobody wants to take the time to learn this, right? To understand how do you leverage this whole thing that these guys have built over here, right? And so most of us will not do that. But let me tell you, if you actually take time to learn how to use this, your business can grow by 100%, by even 200 or 300%. We've seen agents do it really only just using a handful of tools. So they do understand what's available. They learn what's here. And that's in contrast to a typical agent who will sign up for a trial, forget that they signed up for a trial, and just pay us $60 a month. I don't think that really helps Scott. No, no, that's not really what we're trying to do here. We are doing everything we can to make these tools more effective, easier to use. And so we would like to see you guys use it. So let me just say one thing that we added over here are some playbooks. And I want to point out a couple. They're little one-page cheat sheets, and sometimes cheat sheets can help us remember. And there's one I want to point out, which is open house marketing up here, number 2. And I guess he's saying, yeah, do weekly. I don't know about you guys. And I just think when there's so much to read, we don't read it. But what he's saying is do this weekly. If you're going to market a just listed home or active or coming soon, that's how you do it. If you're going to hold an open house for yourself or for another person's listing, use our open house toolkit. But I also want to point these out. Number 2 playbook here. If you want more listings, understand our pending and sold advertising. If you want more listings, understand our seller PDF guides. And you should basically go here, download this thing here, and just have it on your desk, especially if you want more listings, because that right there is telling you these are the steps you got to take to get more listings with our PDF guides. And so they're here on the homepage. I would download a couple of those and just keep them handy as a reminder, because we always have downtime. And what do we do with that downtime? These playbooks are going to give you some ideas of what you can do. And all of these things are super effective at either getting buyer or seller leads. Another new thing we just added is over here on the listing side. And I'm just going to show you this so that we can, when I start taking off here, I'll forget all the little things. When we go to market listings, we've always had listing flyers. Okay. And we basically just added, I think, 5, 6 new designs. So it's funny, if you really scroll down far, you'll see our oldest designs, which I got to tell these guys to get rid of. They're just not necessary anymore. There's nearly 20 designs and 6 of them are brand new. So you want just a different way of showcasing your property. Your logo is going to be there. Your branding colors, all those branding guidelines will all be there. But there's just 6 new designs and flyers as you need them. Okay. So that's the new stuff that we got going here. You can hear these are better views of those new flyers. And you might have your own, but I will say this, you might have your own flyers from your own company. Just make sure that there are ways to capture leads. So many agents are from these great brokerages and houses around the country. And they're the biggest brokerages are awesome at making sure your branding is unified. So that makes sense, right? You've got a big franchise operation. You want everything to look the same. And that's what they're good at. What they are not good at, and this is pretty much every major brokerage in the United States, they are not good at capturing leads. And so that's where we are. That's why we exist, because we are very good at it. And we are doing things to make sure your branding works and stuff like that. So you might have listing flyers, is what I'm saying. You might have virtual tours, you might have postcards, but almost all of you do not have lead capture built into any of those. And we have lead capture built into almost everything we do. So as we get started at a high level, this is what you want to be thinking about is our navigation bar on the left. And there are listings, which we're looking at now. There's an ad section, which means you can run ads on Facebook and on Instagram and on Google. There are PDF guides, and there are 80 PDF guides. You are branded on every page of every one of these guides with your logo, with your information, and you're going to have 40 for homeowners and 40 for home buyers. So you can decide which ones you want to use. We have a really cool social media content page. We have unlimited landing pages, and we have client reviews. Now, client reviews you can set up, and then you don't have to work with it too much, but there's some awesome stuff. Also down here, you'll see follow-ups. And follow-ups are if you don't have a good drip campaign. If you don't have a CRM, turn on our follow-ups. And even if you do have an okay CRM, that if those drip campaigns are not creating meetings for you, turn on our follow-ups. These are effective. They get opened faster than most CRMs, and they actually convert leads into meetings. And that's really what you want to be doing. There's also this page here, Refer and Earn will give you a little affiliate link, and you get 15% referring of any of your friends or colleagues that are signed up on that link. But let's talk about what we got to do to send, right? The first place I recommend that you go is your profile. It's down here on the left. And in profile details, the one thing I recommend is if you have assistants, you can always say, hey, let's send the marketing tools over to that person. Let's send the leads here, or let's send them all. You can always add people there. If you have your own listings and they're not auto flowing into this system, please email support. We do have a national partner who should help us with that. And this is where we connect it. But often what we need in terms of your contact information or from your MLS, you might not know the answer. So if you have active listings and they're not auto flowing into the system, please let our support team know. If you're not in the United States, then we can't help you with auto populating your listing. So let's talk about what other things we need to do. Over here, you need to turn on auto posting. Okay. And what that means is connect to your social media accounts. And then right here, you can see that we can auto post your listings. So you want this to look like that. We can auto post home valuation landing pages, and you just tell us how often and save it. We can auto post down payer assistance landing pages. And I'll show you where those are. You can turn this on and save it. You can turn on new construction landing pages, and I'll show you where those are and turn on. So we'll auto post these when you tell us weekly, biweekly, or monthly. That way you don't have to. And these are free posts for your social media networks, and they capture leads. So another thing here on the profile is CRM integration. All right. You'll see a lot of the leading CRMs that we have their API here. We even have ThinksIO or ThinksIO. Oh, wait, ThinksIO. Interesting. We're working on with them something else. So we do have connections with API Nation and with Zapier, they have a lot of connections to a lot of programs. Gets more complicated. There are costs for that. But if you don't see, your CRM may provide you with a unique email, like Vince12345 at Follow Up Boss, like these weird email addresses that are just for you. That's where you can send leads to. So you ask your CRM, and if they give you a unique lead forwarding email, put it here and save it. All right. I'm going to go back to the profile and let's see if there's anything else that we need. One thing that's worth noting is we do have a signature. So that you can actually customize this even more, but these have links to home value landing pages and to your reviews. If you've got reviews set up, we'll talk about setting up reviews in just a second, but you can embed this inside of your email. So when you're sending communications out, you got multiple ways of capturing leads with even those messages. Okay. So one thing I want to get into, I mentioned it a couple of times, is client reviews. So there are a lot of companies out there where agents collect reviews. We actually have an API with Zillow, so we can auto sweep those reviews. We're working on an API with Testimonial Tree, which will take probably a couple more months. And then you can also, if you go to manually, you can add your own reviews. So there are a lot of companies, a lot of agents that are collecting reviews from all kinds of sources. You can just load them here, copy and paste it from your current website, put the name of the person, give us the source, and then add it. And they will be, I'll show you where they show up, but they show up in multiple places. One place is actually visible right on this page, and we call it a client review website. If you have a review, it will be right here, right? Now, I just showed you where to add them, but they will be here. Your favorite home valuation or new construction, the landing pages are there. I mentioned PDF guides. There are a lot more PDF guides that people can see. What happens when you click more? So there are more PDF guides. And when people want to download those, they're going to have to give you their contact info. So if you get them to this page, if they want to download any of those PDF guides, they just got to give you their contact info. All of your listings are here, right? And if your listings are here, we can click on them and we drive into a single property website. In this case, there appears to be a video up there, right? So you can embed your own video if you've got professional videographers working with you. But the real reason why I wanted to bring you to the single property website, we have lead capture there that's worth talking about, is that when you scroll down a virtual tour or a single property website, your reviews are here, right? So I mentioned how you can manually add reviews. This is where they become very relevant. We actually have a listing and somebody is looking at the single property website or the virtual tour. Here are the reviews of people who are talking about it, right? So if you like that, add those over there on the client, on the review page, and then the reviews come up on that website that I was showing you, and also on your single property websites and virtual tour. Now, another thing as we go up this list here is landing pages. And I mentioned landing pages because they kind of show up in a couple of areas, but these 3 landing pages come by default, right? Free home values, down payment assistance, and new construction. And you can sign up. I think we have a new recruiting landing page. There's an extra cost for that. And that's if you want to go out there and be recruiting other agents, right? But you'll notice that I have a bunch of landing pages down here. And that's because landing pages, you could have unlimited landing pages in your account. So if I click the green create landing page button, you can create Property Valuation Plus if they're free home value, an iBuyer landing page, a FSBO landing page. You can do your own custom thing, right? Even empty nesters and growing families. They're all created. You just choose the one that you want and you type in the name of your favorite town and click create landing page. And once you do that, we're going to drop you here on an editor page. And the thing that we have it open to when you get to this editor page is to change the background picture. And honestly, that I think is if you want to get more listings, make sure you change this background picture to something that looks like your area, because what you're going to end up doing is we're going to be getting this in front of you. You might be running an ad. You might have a flyer and it's going to drive to this. And if this looks like a generic area that does not look like your area, people are not going to feel confident giving you their address and contact information. So you definitely want to take a quick step and upload a photograph right where it says upload image and change that. That should be about 1800 pixels wide, 2000 pixels wide, and that will work. Okay. So you get landing pages. And more importantly, if you are in an area where you have multiple towns or developments, you want to have a landing page for each one. Now, I actually was showing people how to create a landing page in Orlando, but I didn't have a picture of Orlando. This actually looks like somewhere in Northern California, but who knows? It could be the Carolinas. But the point is, you should have a landing page for each farm market where you want to have listings. Okay. And you can create that right here just by starting with create landing page and start with Property Valuation Plus. Once you've got those created, you got them customized to fit what things look like in your area. Now you can use print tools to get there, and you can use ads to get there. So if we go on edit and tools, which is the button right underneath that landing page, we'll get to the editor, and you know that you can change your photograph there now. You can also click on advanced options, and you're going to see some print tools. And so these you can mail out this letter, which is a snapshot of the market. We also create postcards and door hangers, right? And so the URLs to those landing pages are on the back. And so people can quickly look at this and get to a website that we've created for you to answer questions for you. I need a clear understanding of what I'm paying for and how I properly leverage what I'm paying for. Great, Janet. That's why you need to follow along and listen to what I'm saying, because everything that I'm saying is what you're paying for, and how you leverage it. That's what we're talking about, right? So what we're talking about right now just to help you out, is that you have unlimited landing pages and you can click on advanced options and use these print tools to get people there. And I definitely recommend that, especially if you want listings. Okay. If you want to talk to people who want new construction, and I actually read a really interesting article last week, that if you want like 5% interest rates, go buy a new construction because they are just dying to sell their units. So if you have that going on in your market, you can go talk to the developer. You can say, hey, can I get some pictures of your units? Can I market your listings to get you buyers? And a lot of our clients do that. And they just go out with landing pages like this that they customize to speak to a certain development. So if you have new construction, you want to edit that page, click on edit tools where it says lead form text over here on the left. You can customize all that text that's over here on the right. You can customize it right here on the left. So that's just another way there, Jenna, for just to use landing pages to get people there, right? To capture information. I will talk about running ads as well, but we'll do that in a moment to get people there. This section here, social, is also a really great place to have set up. When you come here the first time, we're going to tell you connect to your social media accounts. And you connect to your social media, and then we ask you, how often do you want us to post? In this case, 5 days a week, but you could have it 1 day a week or every other day. But the important thing is that we're going to ask you to choose your topics. There are about 45 different real estate topics that we've written content on. So if social media is part of your business and you want to have content on there, but you don't actually want to do it yourself, that's what this section right here is. There's all kinds of stuff on home design, on inspirational quotes, on outdoor living, maintenance, all that, right? You can also auto post PDF guides. And I mentioned PDF guides a couple times, and I'm going to show them to you in just a moment. But these are written by us. You're branded on every page. And when we auto post them, we put a landing page in front of them. So if somebody sees it on your social media account and they want to download it, they've got to give you contact information. I recommend every agent get over to this section and at least turn these two things on, because there are 80 PDF guides. Half of them are for buyers and half of them are for sellers. And you're branded on every page. So it's really a knowledge resource that we can automatically post to your social media accounts for you. And you can capture leads for free. So I definitely recommend that. So let's go look at the next section, which is PDF guides. And this here, as I said, there are 80 of them. Half of them are for buyers and half for sellers. And if we click on sellers like I did there, you'll notice that you can download them here. A lot of our clients like to download them. And if they're capturing seller leads, maybe drop them off in an envelope at the home from time to time. But there's also this button here that will help you get those PDF guides out. So you can create a short form video script. If we've created the script for you, it's going to help you create a short form video. If you want to do a discussion on this on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you can create a video script. You can create a video. If you want to run an ad on Facebook or Instagram, you just click it right here. If you want to do a social media post, you could do it right here, but I will remind you that I just talked about that social tab. That's just the next tab below. That tab will do it automatically. Or if you like to do things by hand, then just click over here and click post now at the bottom. Both ways, it's going to look just like this. It's just, do you want to do it yourself? Can you remember to do this every week? Or do you want us to do it for you automatically? If you like doing it by hand, click this green button, click social media posts. If you like automation, go to social, click the PDF guides and have us do it for you automatically. It's going to look exactly the same. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you've got a CRM with a bunch of people sitting in it and you want to get more engagement, copy this, put it in your CRM and blast it out, because we're giving them a link to download that report, right? You might also want to do print flyers or postcards or door hangers and mail them out to your farm markets. Whatever you decide to do, every one of those options is going to drive people to this page. It's a landing page that asks for their information. And so as soon as they give you the information, then they can download the report. So that the point is, use all these ways, or as many as you want, to get this in front of people. And we're going to drive them here. And for them to download it, they got to give you this kind of little bit of information. Let's see. Got some questions here. Okay, good day. Hello, Carlos. Can you explain the minute about domains? I really don't know much about domains, Carlos, except for this. There's a great company out there called GoDaddy, and you can buy domains from them. It's web addresses like carlostherockstarrealtor.com. Right? You could buy that. And then you can say, hey, anytime somebody types that in, I want them to go to this page here. A lot of our clients do that. Like this is Orlando, and you might say superfastfreehomevalues.com, right? And you buy that at GoDaddy and you say, hey, you see this web address here, the listings to leads gallery. Anytime somebody types in my cool URL that I bought from GoDaddy, point them to this page. That's really how things work. There is a place somewhere. I don't know if I can find it, where you can add your own domains on, maybe it's on your profile. Let's go look. I don't really get into it right here. Domains, new on your profile. And you can add your domain. And I think here's the thing about that. If let's say, Carlos, let's say you've got, what's your main domain, right? Your main website. It might be whatever it is, but let's just say all of you have a website. Yeah. So you have a website. What's a website, Carlos? And you could take that URL and add it right here. And this becomes the main domain and swaps out our domain, which is typically search all properties. You see here, it says searchallproperties.com/whatever tool you're using. It's always coming off of that. So when you put it here in the profile, that's going to be like the forward part of the domain. And then everything else hangs off of that. So you can do that as well. So we were talking about PDF guides. You're talking about landing pages, and you now know that you got 80. Let's talk about ads. Now with ads, there's a lot you can do. You can run ads. Let's just wait for it to pull up here. We have software from Facebook and Instagram. It comes with the account, and you can run ads on Facebook and Instagram. When you come here the first time, it's going to tell you to connect to those accounts. And when you do, you'll be able to run ads on your listings, on landing pages. So we talked about how to create landing pages. This is a great way to get people to those landing pages. We talked about PDF guides, but you can actually create an ad and run it on Facebook. And it's very easy. You leave it on lead ads. That means you get pre-populated name, email, and phone number from the Facebook profile. All you need to do is type in the name of your favorite city, right? And when you do that, you click publish, you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number for this. So let's see, we got questions here. The bill I'm now receiving says I'm paying $60 a month and $30 for Google. What does that look like? Okay, well, we're almost there, John. So the 60 gives you everything that we've been talking about for about 30 minutes. There's even more because I haven't gone into every little thing, but that gets you, that's at $60 a month. What it doesn't give you, you'll notice here is like when you want to pay for the ad, you're paying Facebook. So if I want to run an ad on a listing, I click create a listing ad, and it will show me all the listings of my account. Oh, something slow here. And let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm clicking on creating a listing ad, and boy, it's feeling slow. Just give it a second. Over here. Let me try that one more time. Okay. So here, there's the property for sale. lead ads, create an ad. So one thing everybody here should know is the fastest, cheapest, and most time efficient way to get a buyer is to run an ad on Facebook like I'm doing right here. Okay. You can even borrow a listing and put it in your account. You're going to get buyer leads from this. All you got to do is put your listing in, click create an ad, and click publish. And this will capture listing leads. They will each cost maybe $1 to $3 each. When you're running an ad, if your leads cost $3 and the ad is worth 35, you're probably going to get like 11 leads, right? $3 into 35 is maybe 10 leads, right? So that's a little bit about Facebook and how that works. But I really want to stress this, that if you need buyers, this is the fastest, easiest way to get buyers with name, email, and phone number. So if we go back to the ads page, we know that on Facebook, we can do listing ads, we can do landing page ads, and we can do PDF guide ads. We can also with Google, and Janet here is paying $30 a month for Google. You want to use this. And I think every agent should be using this because this is a place to get high quality listing leads. If you're an agent that wants more listings in their business, you should be using our Google software and you should be running ads on home valuation landing pages, right? So here I've got property valuation for Orlando and I click create an ad. Now I showed you the Orlando page earlier, but this is how you would create an ad. I would create an Orlando home valuation landing page and I would say, I want this to show up in Orlando, Florida. Now, if you click view link, you don't have to, you'll see where we're sending the traffic to, right? The landing page that I create. There's a $50 a day budget and it's a 7-day ad. That means you could spend potentially $350 in 7 days, right? But what we don't know and what you should understand, this is called pay-per-click advertising, just like Facebook. So Facebook might be charging you $20 a seller lead. If you got a $50 ad, that means you're only going to get 2 leads per day. Okay. And when they click those leads, they're going to land on this page. So this page is going to start doing the work, which is, hey, give me your address, and then click that. And then it's going to ask for the email address. And that's when you have the lead, right? When they give you their email address, they get an instant valuation on their home, and we copy you on that valuation so that you can start a dialogue based on, is that suiting their needs? Now, I will tell you this, Janet, let me ask you a question. Have you ever run an ad on Google? You're now paying for us to have access to our software, but have you just gone over to Google, even without our software, and run an ad over there before? And while she's answering, oh, man, we got a fast answer. No. Yeah. So she's never run an ad. And when you're paying us for $30, we're not running ads for you. We're making it very easy for you to run ads. So let's talk a little bit about Facebook and Google. And you know that on my YouTube channel, I actually do a class on Facebook and Google every 2 weeks. So what I'm going to tell you now is just a little bit about, right? What am I trying to get to here? Oh, yeah. But the details of Facebook and Google, I actually covered 3 days ago. And I recommend all of you, especially Janet, because she's given us $30 extra and doesn't know what she can do with Google. You should really understand that. But I'm going to tell all of you right now the big difference of Facebook and Google and how to think of it. Facebook is the number 3 website in the United States. And 70% of all adults spend 40 minutes a day cruising through this newsfeed. They are seeing what their friends are eating. They're seeing what's happening or what the grandkids are doing. Oh, I remember this. There's just all kinds of fun stuff on Facebook. And so American adults spend 40 minutes every day looking at what we're looking at right here. Okay. And you're going to see what your friends are doing and all this and that, right? So when you run an ad on Facebook, it shows up right here. And if they respond, we're going to capture a lead and send it to you. So Facebook has been awesome, right? It's been awesome for realtors because so many consumers are here just burning hours. They burn 40 minutes a day, right? So that's cool. But if somebody has a question about, hey, where's a good steak in New York, or where's a good hotel in Miami, or what's a good car for me to buy, or what about shampoo, or how do I sell my home? 86% of all questions are asked on Google. Okay. 86%. And it is a trending search on Google to see, on questions about selling your home. And also worth noting, Google is the #1 website on the entire internet in the world and in the United States. So maybe not China, maybe, I don't know, but not China because they got a weird kind of thing. But the rest of the world is all using Google. So if this is the #1 place where people are asking questions about how do I sell my home, are you there? So let me ask, if you guys are realtors, I'm going to assume that that's the case. If you want listings, do you have a Google strategy? Because if you don't, you are definitely leaving money on the table. You are missing out on the #1 website where people ask questions about how to sell their home. For $30 a month, Janet, we make it incredibly easy because we have great tools like this that you can create. It's part of your $60 a month. You can create 20 of these things. And you could go to Google yourself. You could not give us that $30 and let's click on advanced option. All of these boxes that we see, all these keywords, we're putting them there for you. All of these headlines, we're putting them there for you. And these descriptions, we're putting them there for you. Right. So we're doing everything that you would need to do manually in Google. We're just making it incredibly easy. So I have trained on Facebook advertising from the day one that Facebook launched Facebook advertising, which is 10 years ago. Right. So I've seen Facebook change month after month for years and years. And it's been awesome. I've been training agents like you. Hey, click here, do this. We don't do that anymore because now we have their software. It's embedded, and now running an ad on Facebook is 2 clicks. I have recently looked at the Google software. It's actually worse than Facebook. It's the ugliest interface, and the average realtor will not be able to do it. That's why it's a good use of $30 a month to just say, hey, I want to run a landing page on Google, the #1 website in the country, and I want it to be easy. Now you know how to do it. There's also another kind of ad that you can run on Google, which is a PDF guide ad. So I talked about PDF guides. What about seller PDF guide, right? So if somebody is doing, here's one of the five dangers of overpricing. Let's click create an ad. There are 40 of these for homeowners. So here you just type in the name of your favorite town. I'm going to type in Phoenix, right? They might be having pricing problems out there, right? You know, they had a huge run up, $50, 7-day ad. If we click on advanced options, we can see all the keywords that we're paying for, right? How to sell my home, right? Just all of that. It's all done automatically. All these headlines, all this description, it's all done automatically. If you're a listing agent, you should be using it. I think that's why I hesitate using Google, as I don't necessarily have the extra 300. Okay, then Janet, I would email support and ask them to turn off your Google software, because if you don't have the budget, there's no point in paying $30 a month for it. Just email support and say, hey, I signed up for Google, but I'm just not going to use it right now. If you get to that point where your business can support it, once you understand how this works, to get a seller lead from Google, it's a fairly high quality lead. When we're looking at Facebook and lead quality, you see all the nonsense that I can be looking at here, right? That people are looking at. It's, oh, this is my friend's doing what? Who knows, right? But then here you got an open house ad, right? Or, hey, we just listed or we just sold something or get your free home value. So it's just in, so if I just happen to be here at art or what my friends are eating or where they're traveling, oh, Bob, Bob, yeah. Yeah. And then your ad is sitting there. I notice that, oh, yeah, I am interested. That's why Facebook works so well because people are spending so much time. But when people have a question and they need an answer, they go here. And you see these sponsored ads. These are people paying for those keywords. And even if you don't want to use this, it might be worth your while in your own business to go to Google and find out who's paying for these keywords, who's doing some of the major searches, because your competitors are paying for those ads, right? And so it's just wise to know and figure out, hey, you know what? If I'm going to be in real estate for X number of years and I'm going to want to have listings in this business, you're going to want to figure out how you can leverage Google to get that. Let's see, what have we missed? We've talked about ads. Oh, we haven't talked about listings, and that's a big deal. So the last section that we'll talk about here is listings. So your listings can auto-populate. If you have listings, I mentioned it earlier, they're not auto-populating, let our support people know and they'll help you. You should all immediately log into your account and go here to the top where it says create listing presentation and download this and print this and put this on your desk. And if you have 2 desks, put a copy on each desk. And if you go on a listing presentation, leave a copy with the people who you are presenting to. This is a listing presentation. I think you know what that is. But for you as new clients, and Janet, you're trying to understand what we've got here. This is 27 pages of what we've got specifically related to your listings. So you want to know how to leverage it. You probably should get on speaking terms with this, because it's very difficult to compete against our listing presentation because we just do so much, right? We don't talk about listings to leads here. We talk about you and your company, but we also don't say that, hey, listings to leads is doing half of this stuff automatically. I don't even lift a finger. We're not saying that, right? We're just saying this is what you are bringing to the table to sell their home. With everything that we do here, it's very difficult for a realtor to do all of these things. It's nearly impossible, frankly. And you could be coming from one of the top houses in real estate. You would still not have all this under the hood that you can bring to the table. But if you're a client of listings to leads, yeah, you do have all this. So I would be taking this and reading it and understanding what it's saying and being able to present it to homeowners, because they're looking for you to sell their home. And technology is a very important part of selling a home. If you don't know how to leverage technology, the person who does is going to be selling that home, not you. And so our purpose here is to give you just a super heavyweight advertising platform loaded with technology, totally connected to social media, and to just help you sell people's home. That's why you need to get to this listings page and download that listing presentation so you can speak to that. So let's look underneath. When you click on market listing, there's a lot of tools, and we'll go through these. I see a question here. Just curious, are you having this report in Spanish soon? What report are you talking about, Carlos? Are you having this in Spanish? This report in Spanish? Yeah, well, I'm not sure what CMA. That, you know what, Carlos? I would put that request in the support page. Honestly, I'll show you a couple of things that we have in Spanish. I don't think we have a CMA built in Spanish. That's a great request. And there's a support page right at the bottom, on the bottom left, and you put it there. So when we're on the listings page here, you can download a checklist. And if checklists help you remember, it's right over here on the right. Go ahead and do that. For me, it's not that helpful because it really is a mirror of this list here. Yeah, Carlos, same question. Go put that in support. Here you can run an ad on Facebook and Instagram, just like we said earlier. I do want to say something. I didn't talk about this regarding Google, but I want to say it to you just in case, to all of you. If you have a listing for sale, I don't really recommend you running an ad on Google. This here is running an ad on Facebook and Instagram. And I definitely recommend it. Number one thing I recommend if you want buyers. I don't recommend you running an ad on the same property on Google because it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Social media posts. So a social media post is not a paid ad, right? It's just an automated post. Now you can do that manually, but I do want to point out that we started the call with turning on social media auto posting in your profile. This is what we're looking at here. It's an automated post. And if I click on it, we're going to drive people to a landing page, and this is going to capture a lead and send it to you. So our automated posts, or even if you want to do it by hand, you can do it here by hand. These actually capture leads. The Nearby Homeowner Letter is the number one tool for capturing listing leads that turn into listing contract. Okay. So I'm going to download it and show it to you here. This is a piece of paper. Okay. You're going to print this and you're going to get it into your market. And this will not be generating 50 leads or 20 leads or nothing like that. You're going to get a handful to a dozen if you're lucky. But these are the highest quality listing leads you're going to get from our platform. And I think, frankly, any platform in real estate out. I've been talking to realtors on a daily basis for 13 years, and I can see that there are lots of great companies charging thousands of dollars a month on fairly crap leads. The only reason why I say this is because people are calling me frustrated and furious for spending thousands of dollars a month on leads that they are not getting any business with. In contrast, that piece of paper I just showed you has been generating high quality leads for our clients for years. And let me just give you an example. I'll take you over here to our mastermind group. And of course, everything is taking forever. Turn that over to yeah. You can actually search our mastermind group. And if you want more listings, click on the magnifying glass here and search these three names: Chris Winstead, Terry Wicks, and Alicia Plus. Actually, Dustin Fox and Alicia Plus. They've all been using this tool as well as many of our other agents. But remember when I told you, there are companies charging realtors thousands of dollars a month for listing leads, and they literally can't close one of them? Here, this guy comes in and he says, "Hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months." We asked how he did it. And he says, "Yeah, take your letter, this letter that I'm telling you about right here, and I mail it every 2 weeks to a list of people. And when I get that lead, I hit them up every week until they close." So he's getting high quality listing leads and he's closing it, right? Fast forward 2 years later, that guy became a top listing agent in his office and started his own office. And the very first thing he does is right here. Here's how I customize listings to leads to get even more listings. I would really recommend that you go check out what Chris does, right? He's in San Antonio, Texas. That's totally in contrast to all these terrific companies charging realtors like you hundreds and thousands of dollars for leads that don't go anywhere. You're not going to get a lot of leads from that Nearby Homeowner Letter. But if you go watch Top Tools to Get More Listings, which I did 4 days ago, you're going to see how to leverage that letter, how to get that out there. There's an e-flyer for your database. So if you've got a deep database of leads, copy and paste this, blast it out on top. I got a home for sale down below that affects your home value. Give me a free home value, right? We create single property websites. We create virtual tours. We have a whole open house marketing toolkit. Even if you're borrowing a listing, it's there, right? It's going to have all these tools going to help you capture leads. I know at the beginning of the call, we talked about 6 new flyers, but we've got a lot of great flyers. You just need those to get basic information out. There you go. We've got postcards. We got door hangers. You're actually going to get an ROI from these because we have URLs on the front and on the back. If you want a sign writer with text codes, we've got that. If you want a sign writer with QR codes, we've got that too. I prefer QR codes come with the system. And since COVID, a lot of people have figured out like how QR code works, right? What you should know though, is that if somebody scans a QR code, you're not getting their phone number. If somebody texts a number, like text this number to that number, you are getting a phone number as well as the address. Okay. I actually, as exciting and cool as QR codes are now, I just want to remind you that you actually get leads with phone numbers when you use the text service. You can sign up for that over here. It's $10 a month. If you're a blogger, we got great blog tools, lots of URLs, lots of call to actions on those. We got a posting tool for Craigslist. And though we did mention QR codes, but we have that. So that's the listing marketing stuff. And that's kind of everything that we do in 1 hour. I hope this has been helpful for you. Janet, you get all this for $60 a month. You don't get Google, and you don't get the text IVR, the unique codes. That's an extra $10 a month. But you get just a whole platform here of ways to market, ways to build your brand, ways to be on social media, ways to get more listings, and ways to market your listings. All that comes for $60 a month. Are there any questions for anybody here? Carlos, please put that in the mastermind group. That's a great question. Oh, I want to show you that. Let's see if we have more questions. If we don't have more questions, Carlos, I want to point this out to you and to anybody here that's in a Spanish speaking market. We do have clients all over Mexico and the Caribbean too, so I know that they use this. If we go here to the PDF guide section, there's a button here that says Spanish. Click it. It says English, but you click it and go to Spanish. And here we translated every one of these PDF guides, right? And if I click on run an ad, right here, Facebook and Instagram, create ad, just need to type in the name of my town. As you can see from the ad, it's already written in Spanish. So you just type in the town. This is a $50 ad. These leads might cost you $10 to $15 and each, meaning because it's a $50 ad, you're going to get 3 to 5 leads. And that's how it works. Okay, Janet. Okay, good. That's good. Sounds like you're understanding a little bit more. Are there any questions for anybody else? I don't see any more. So thanks for joining me. Yeah, listing presentation in Spanish. Carlos, as I said earlier, put that request in the support page, which is down here on the left. Yeah. Kimberly, you are welcome. If you guys need team accounts or office accounts, email me at vince@listings2leads, and I'll be happy to help you there. You're welcome, Carlos. But yeah, everything that I've shown you here today, you should be using. Sorry, you just should be using, and they're going to help you brand. They're going to help you capture leads and close business. So hopefully you get your arms around it soon and you apply it to your business. I know will help you grow. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your questions today. And I hope you have a great week. Take care.